Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Channel Insights podcast, where we transform each conversation into actionable insights. I'm your host, Dinara, and today I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by a special guest, Darren Sharpe from Microsoft. Darren Sharpe is a marketplace lead. Welcome to the show, Darren.
Thanks, Dinara. It's fantastic to be with you today.
Thank you. Darren, maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your role. I mean, Microsoft doesn't require introduction, obviously, but tell us about your role, what you do.
Yeah, fantastic. So, thanks so much, Dinara. I really appreciate it. So, my name's Darren Sharpe. I'm in our ISV, our software vendor team within Microsoft UK, and I'm responsible for the channel partners that are using our commercial marketplace as a mechanism of transformation. And that sounds very grand. It's not very grand, but it's fantastically impactful. But essentially, it's helping our Microsoft partners, whether that's an existing long-standing partner or whether that's a net new partner, use our cloud marketplace to go and deliver these modern resale practices and go through their own business process changes to really add some customer value around software as a service, around containers, around virtual machines. And I've done that for 3 years in Microsoft UK, and I was with another big hyperscaler for nearly 5 years before joining Microsoft. That's where I lost most of my hair. I'm pleased to say I'm on the right side of the cloud now.
You look brilliant, Darren. It's great to hear.
Thank you.
And it's actually very, very good that you have so much experience in the channel, because our channel is for the channel, and we talk a lot about the impact of AI for the channel as well. So you just mentioned all the solutions you're involved with. Do you actually get involved in recruiting partners per se, or what is your role in terms of enabling them and training them?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all of those things. So there's lots of well-established partners that are using our cloud marketplace as a way of reselling software. If I look at the group of partners that have signed in since we've had this mechanism, this multi-party private offer mechanism in the UK, at least a quarter of those are net new Microsoft partners. So it's absolutely about recruitment as well as supporting those partners through the business process change. Because if we look at where we've come from in this market, using a cloud marketplace platform as a mechanism of reselling might at first glance be perceived as competitive to a channel proposition. But actually the reverse is true. Once we get some time, with that fantastic channel community, and I've been in channel for a long time, way beyond my, journey with Microsoft and AWS, in Cisco and in many other resellers myself directly. This is absolutely about channel. I would say this is probably the most impactful process that we can help the fantastic channel partner community learn and take advantage of, that's been around for many years. And there's a real opportunity to drive some net new business, a net new kind of cloudy application modernization business with the customers of those partners that maybe they're not recognizing today.
That is really interesting. I heard lots of things about different vendors, and experience. I worked for Cisco as well. Actually, I
Did
had a
you?
yeah, I did. Yeah, I actually started my IT career 20 years ago at Cisco. It was like an alumni program, and I was in sales before moving to the partner
Wow.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
I'm sure we have a lot in common here. And over this 20 years, and I'm sure you can agree with me, a lot has changed the way we handle partnerships, the way all the technologies have evolved. So you've mentioned the opportunities Microsoft gives to partners. Could you please elaborate a little bit more? Let's say I'm a new Microsoft partner and I've just signed up with yourself. How could you help me scale my business? What skills do I need to get, and how would you help me ramp up my business from day one?
What a fantastic question. I mean, so there's lots of tools and resources around in a Microsoft world. I would say that, I've really focused on that business process change that the partner needs to go through to capitalize on the opportunity. And if I look at specifically around this cloud marketplace opportunity, it's very much about the ecosystem. That sounds like a cheesy play, doesn't it? A cheesy Microsoft word. I don't think there's any bigger ecosystem than that of Microsoft's. And that's not just about product. If it could be perceived as this is about cloud. In a Microsoft world, it's about all the fantastic productivity solutions that we use every day. That product ecosystem goes beyond the cloud application stack. It's about Teams, it's about Dynamics, it's about 365. And that ecosystem's also about the Microsoft partner community, which is all those fantastic programs and processes and all that training that's available within that. What we can do with the commercial marketplace proposition is really bring all that together. And to answer the specific question as to how we can help here, we've built a marketplace channel practice builder, which is a really simple 4-stage methodology for how you as a partner can go to market and capture this net new opportunity. And it starts with a set of foundational steps. That's about learning. It's about understanding what the cloud marketplace opportunity is, how our customers are dealing with line of business buying, how that explosive growth of software as a service is actually leading to lots of wastage. And so there's some real specific training in there that needs to be absorbed at a leadership level within the partner, as well as changing some of those operational processes, because it's a different route to market. And it's key here that we get that foundational step right before we look to going into enablement and acceleration and growth. So this marketplace channel practice builder is there to help the partner understand the opportunity, build those fundamentals, and then go on a journey to capitalize on the opportunity.
Well, that's interesting. So basically, what you're saying, some of the resources I imagine are online for them, like partner training tracks, right? But also some of them, I assume you invite maybe partners to some offline events like meetings, like trainings. And what is interesting for me to understand, you just mentioned that not only do you tackle the operational side of things of a partner, you also try to enlighten the leadership of the partner to have joint maybe business plans, right? And go to market.
Very, very much so. Yeah, because look, it's a when I present this, and I've been doing this for a little while now, people tend to rib me a little bit. I present this as kind of a Netflix versus Blockbuster analogy. That will make people laugh if you have seen me present it before, because I've been doing it for a while. But I think it still lands, because the reason why I use that digital transformation disruption journey is because I don't think there's anything more positively disruptive in channel than a cloud marketplace proposition. And if you look at the Netflix versus Blockbuster analogy, that really resonates. So the reason why that understanding within leadership of a channel partner is really key is because there's a lot of fantastic muscle memory in the way a channel partner transacts. And, having been in this world for a long time, I think it's, some of those services that our fantastic channel partner community delivers have become so good and so embedded in customers, they've almost become invisible for good reason. There's so much trust in that channel partner world. So when I talk about educating leadership, I don't mean that from an arrogance perspective. I mean genuinely, it's finding those next generation thought leaders that can see there is an opportunity here to modernize the way we go to market. And I think all too often a channel partner might say, well, a cloud marketplace is just a way to transact. It's the last mile piece of my operational process by which I can transact a piece of software for my customer. And actually, Dinara, it couldn't be further from the truth. As much as that's entirely what you can do if you choose to, the bigger opportunity is how you as a partner works with your own ISVs, your key software vendors, to make this proposition very early on in the customer sales cycle. Because that's where, when we're talking about defining our champions and looking at the pain and gain of a solution, that's where if we can introduce this cloud co-sell model using a cloud marketplace, we could potentially make an opportunity a little bit bigger. We could make it go faster. We can certainly make it more sticky and repeatable with an organization. And case in point, we know that these partner delivered offers, these multi-party private offers, are 2 to 3 times the size of a private offer that's delivered directly from an ISV to a customer. And I think that's really playing out in data that, there could not be more value and opportunity in channel. Channel is absolutely the direction of travel when it comes to the enterprise contracting mechanism of cloud marketplaces. I'm sorry, that was a lot in a really short space of time, but trying to land the value here and the real opportunity.
No, it's really inspiring, really interesting, especially for some, people who haven't heard much about the marketplace. Remember, we all learn from Microsoft. We all look up to big vendors like Microsoft and Cisco. What you guys do well in the channel. So, what could we learn from Microsoft? And for example, one of the guests I had here is Jack McBain. We all know him. He's a leading channel analyst at Canalys. And he mentioned that Microsoft has recently moved towards a point-based channel program. Do you have any insights about this side of things?
Yeah, so look, the channel program, I've got to say, that's in the broader Microsoft ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay and Canalys together, give some superb insights into this world of partnering and ecosystems, that's for sure. The partnering piece with a cloud marketplace opportunity is rapidly being plugged into that, broader Microsoft certification program. There's definitely some evolution there. So I can't give any specific details here on kind of the evolution of that broader Microsoft program. But just to say, I think the opportunity here is for those partners that are selling software to get on the Microsoft scorecard as that evolves. It's increasingly important that you're coming and co-selling with Microsoft. And what this multi-party private offer approach allows you to do, Dinara, as any size of partner, is to come and co-sell with Microsoft, is to come and get the benefit of transacting using our cloud platform into maybe some of those enterprise customers. And case in point, we've done that with some of those new partners that have joined the UK MPO process over the last 7 months. There's one particular partner in there that was unknown to Microsoft. They've joined the Microsoft Partner Programs for multi-party private offer in the commercial marketplace. And in a short couple of months, they've transacted over $5 million worth of software into a Microsoft account, which is business that I don't think any of us would have seen had that partner not come and joined this program, which is part of the broader Microsoft partnership program.
And what was the margin then out of that? Do you know?
Let's just say healthy, because again, it's a really common question, Dinara. Thanks for raising it. Is this a race to the bottom? Are we just exposing our margins and our profitability to the ISV or to Microsoft? And the answer is absolutely not. This is intended to be a really efficient agent accounting process that's still very margin rich for a partner because it's high value. This high value approach of application modernization should be sticky and repeatable. This is absolutely not a race to the bottom.
Great. So we've talked about the marketplace, the way Microsoft handles this program with the 4-stage, and also the channel, the way you guys treat channel partners. What about AI, artificial intelligence? How do you use AI in the marketplace, if at all? And I also know that you recently attended the conference, Microsoft AI World Conference.
Yeah.
Tell us
Absolutely.
more about it. What should we be excited about AI and Microsoft?
It's incredible to see the innovation that sits within Microsoft around all things AI. And as much as it becomes a buzzword, let's bring this back to the marketplace. We know that software companies listing AI and machine learning products in that AI category within the commercial marketplace are up by about 160% year over year. However, we know that customers searching in that same category is up by about 730%. The point is, customers want fast access to an AI-based solution. So the opportunity is twofold, Dinara. One, for our great software vendors, those building IP, is to use everything that's in the Azure stack and Azure OpenAI to come and build, with our AI solutions. And then to list those in the commercial marketplace so that our customers can get access to them really quickly and get faster time to value. I think we are seeing this evolve super rapidly. If I look at what happened at the AI World Tour at the Excel Centre in London, which is a global tour by Microsoft leadership to talk about everything around AI and now agentic AI.
Yes.
What does that mean? It means delivering automation for processes, not just for people. It's actually putting an agent that will go and automate some of those daily sets of functions and processes for us to serve us without having that human input every single time. That's really powerful. So learning the evolution of that, learning this different language, actually understanding the use cases. There's huge amounts of work going into that with Microsoft and with our partners as how we can build these better customer use cases, understand the models, understand how to get the best of the whole ecosystem, and then bring it together for the right outcome. So lots more to come. It still centers on the commercial marketplace, Dinara. I'll bring it back to that, because the way you can access these solutions today is via the Microsoft Commercial Marketplace. You can have access to AI Foundry, all the models that our ISVs are building, and we are using the functionality, AI architecture, to deliver more innovation, both around the publisher side, around ISV's list, and around how customers can go and search for the right solution for their business. So it's absolutely going to be driving this really, innovative and fast-moving route to market, and that's channel first.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important to support partners on this journey because, as you just mentioned, it's a fast evolving industry, and it's so important to kind of stay on top of all the AI developments, everything what Microsoft Marketplace has to offer. And with this, I want to mention something called partner experience. My title is actually a partner experience lead. So sometimes our customers are asking me, what does it mean, partner experience? We talk a lot about customer experience, we talk a lot about employee experience, and now partner experience trickles down into people's titles. So my question is, do you talk a lot about, at Microsoft, do you talk at all about providing the best partner experience, and what does it mean for you?
What a fantastic thing to call out, Dinara. I think it's intrinsic to the way Microsoft has run for 50 years. We're about to enter Microsoft's 5th anniversary, and we've been a partner-centered organization for that whole time. And I think that holds true in the programs that we deliver and the structure and processes and supporting functions that we work with our partner community. There is huge amounts of trust in that partner base, and that goes two ways. And I don't think you can do that without having, to your point, the right partner experience. So that's how do we go on this journey together, as much as respecting the fact that there's sometimes going to be some pain. We have to change some of the models and some of the schemes by which we compensate and work with partners on. But actually, we're driving the right outcome of modernization, and always looking to improve the way we deliver for our customers and our partners. So that's absolutely about experience. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your insights here. So, Darren, tell me a little bit more about your career journey, or what you do in general outside of Marketplace. What inspires you on a daily basis? Do you have any nice hobbies, the books you read? And I heard you used to be a stand-up comedian. Is that right?
Wow. Okay. No, I mean, let me say not quite. Well, let me put it this way. I used to compare a comedy club and used to be a stage manager and a booking agent, but it was many years ago. I had a bit of hair back then, Dinara, and I was that good as a compare that I've ended up in the IT world. I think that should tell you something about how funny I was, or how I was able to compare those clubs. But it was certainly fun times. But look, since then I've been through various channel partners. I've worked for WebEx in Cisco. So back in the early days of those consumption economics, that was in
Yeah.
the world of my first 6-letter acronym. IMYARR is a favourite, if any of the audience know that. Incremental multi-year annual recurring revenue.
Oh,
Wow,
that's the
what an
longest.
absolute
Yeah.
mouthful. Horrendous, isn't it? Absolutely horrendous. Point is always around that kind of consumption tech, which has been super interesting. That WebEx within Cisco being really the first software as a service solution that Cisco took on. And those kind of metrics were very new. It's a very new rhythm of business in that kind of organization that was very premise hardware based. Look at the evolution of that organization now. In the days of selling WebEx, I used to work with a sales team. We used to call customers up and say, hey, we're going to have a meeting with you, but we're not going to use your phone. Customers even back then would be like, really? Are you sure? That was a surprise. And I'm talking 15 years ago. It's not that long ago. Cisco went through that journey of then delivering IP telephony. We used to work at a partner that sold IP telephony. It's a very big pharmaceutical company. Look where IP telephony is now. Do we have phones on our desks anymore?
No.
We don't.
It's all gone.
The point is, these disruptive sales cycles, as much as we think they're disruptive at the time, happen really quickly. And always been excited by that innovation that we see in these companies now. That's why it's great to be at Microsoft, kind of innovating with AI. And the last thing I'll say about hobbies and interests, well, it's got to be Lego, Dinara. I'll move
I can see.
The Lego estate. Yeah, there's plenty more over that side, which I managed to hide quite well.
Because I thought maybe you are into Disneyland, but you are.
I mean, we all love a bit of Disney, don't we? Well, it's following an instruction to come and create something, isn't it? Actually, I think you can really focus on Lego. It became a bit of a lockdown sport because I wanted something to distract myself. And then I thought, well, I'm bored of virtual backgrounds. I'll start putting it behind me. And then, lo and behold, it becomes a bit more of an expensive habit, I have to say, but was something I really enjoy. What's wrong with being in your 50s and enjoying Lego, Dinara? That's all.
Yes, exactly. And do you go to Lego World, Legoland?
I used to. My son, me and my son used to go all the time. He's a bit older now. He's 21 at the end of this month. So I think I can convince him to go with me again at some point soon.
Exactly.
Maybe I've got to wait until my kids have kids now before I can legitimately go back.
Yes, come on, Darren, just go. I know you like it.
I know. I really should. I appreciate the encouragement. Thank you.
Yeah. But I have one last question before I let you go. You just mentioned that over the past 15 years, which wasn't so long ago, we've changed from the IP telephony at Cisco and WebEx, and we are now talking about the agentic AI. So if we are to meet in 15 years with you, Darren, hopefully on my very successful podcast, what do you think we're going to talk about in terms of technology? How would it even evolve? Do you have any ideas?
What a question. Do you know, if I could answer that, I probably wouldn't be here today, would I? I would probably be sat on a beach somewhere if I had that kind of crystal ball. I don't know, Dinara. Will it be you and I talking, or will it be our AI agents talking on our behalf and working out what they can deliver for us next and how they can give us a bit more time on the beach and do our work for us?
Exactly. Who wants to talk about technology in 15 years?
There we go. We'll leave it to our AI agents. They can do the work for us, can't they?
Exactly. Or we leave it to our future generations to work it out.
That's another good point. I'd rather spend the time on the Lego, I think, in 15 years' time.
Darren, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, getting your insights, and thank you for being on the show. And if people want to reach out to you, where do they go?
I mean, look, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd welcome your thoughts and your connections, and come and drop me a line on LinkedIn. I'm Marketplace Sharp with an E on the end. So Marketplace Sharp is my LinkedIn handle. You can search for me under Darren Sharpe on LinkedIn, or I'm sure connect with me through you, Dinara. But look, I'd welcome your comments. I'd welcome the thoughts of your audience as to how this market evolves. And I share lots of content on LinkedIn. So yeah, would love to stay connected to your audience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Darren.
My pleasure. Dinara, lovely to see you. Hope to see you soon.